And now we're ready for the award show. And I have been joined here, as you can see, hopefully on stage by my fantastic team. They're all here. And except for Federica, who's flying in tomorrow, but otherwise we have pretty much everyone. Even Chuks here from Nigeria flew in right before the finals to help us out. We're going to go straight to it, actually, because we need to have some startups to pitch. We need some jury members to give up some grades, some notes, and we need to do some calculation. So once we have that all launched and on the way, I can relax a bit more and thank the right people I need to thank and all that. So we will start out. And first of all, I'd like to introduce the jury. The jury we have this year consists of 18 men and women, 10 women and 8 men. Of the jury this year, 8 of them have participated in past global finals juries. In other words, we have some knowledge from how it went back in 16 when Green City Solutions won, 17 when Cell Robots, 18, 6 Degrees, and 19 when Latvia won. And what we also have done is to invite last year's or last session's winners. So we also have Latvia here. We have actually Alexander Ebia from Latvia. He will also be part of the jury. You guys come from all over the world, and I will start naming you off here. It's Amy Cosper, Family Business Magazine, also one of our close advisors. Hey, Amy, good to see you. We have Stephanie Bales that you just heard. You're right there. And then we have Dash Balakrishnan, Startup Malaysia. You were part of CBC 2012 and also 17, so you tried a few things. Sophie Brandy Petersen, a business angel and investor from Denmark. You were part of CBC Denmark recently. We also have, then I mentioned Alexander Ebia, Tukse Ergul. Tukse, do we have you with us? Yes, you're there. Startup Labs Andorra. Fredrik Hintz Andersen, the Royal Danish Academy, and obviously from Denmark. Are you there, Fredrik? Yes, you did. Good. Then we have Manuel José Damasio, Universidade Lusofona in Portugal. You are also with us. And from 16 and all the way through 19, Otho Kerr, Federal Reserve Bank of the USA, of New York, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York in the USA. And we have Divine Kipi from Africa Education Watch, Ghana. We have Rian Leuning, Advantage Austria, obviously also from Austria, and this is your second time. You joined us back in 2019. Carlos Mancia, Social Growing Chile, are you there with us? Yes. Carlos has participated as a startup in the past, and now Carlos is our national partner in Chile, and I guess you did a pretty good job of picking the startup for this year because you have a startup going right now here at the finals to present. We have with us Daiva Naldal, business advisor and consultant, has been helping us out on a lot of different issues. You have been back in 2012 also in the Danish finals, if I remember correctly, and you've also been part of the global finals a couple of times. Annette Nørgaard from the Growth Foundation, Vækstfonden, also a veteran of CBC. Juan Manuel Pico, Education Soul in Colombia. There you are, excellent. You are helping us out with Central America and also Colombia, obviously. Then we have Lisa Russell. You will hear much more about Lisa Russell. Lisa Russell is there, excellent. Create 2030 and Lisa Russell Films from the USA, but right now in Kenya, if I'm not mistaken. Excellent. Then joined us back, I think it was 18 the first year, Safa Sharif from Bahrain. Safa, yes, also one of the Nestors that have done several CBCs. And last but not least, from Denmark, Bettina Simonsen, Lifestyle and Design Cluster. Yes, so we got all the jury members in place. And as I have explained a couple of times, but maybe not for all of you or for any new viewers that have joined us, in 2020, we didn't have a global finals. We couldn't get people together. We did hold Bright, but we didn't actually run a competition for startups. But many of our national partners did their competition. So we actually, when we finished 2020, we ended up with around 20 countries that had found a finalist for the global final. So of course, they shouldn't be left out. So that's why this year in 2021, we're doing 2020 and 2021. And we're doing it first 2020s and then 2021. And also for the award shows, we're going to do the third prize, the second prize, and the first prize for each of those years. Hopefully next year in 2022, 26th to 28th of June, we can all get together and be together. There are great advantages of these digital opportunities, but hey, I like to see people that are a bit more dimensional than just two-dimensional. So, as I promised, we will go straight into the pitching of the finalists, and we will start with 2020. First, I would like to hear if Norway Cosgear is ready. And how it's going to work is that you're going to say, yes, I'm ready, so I can hear that your microphone is through. Cosgear, are you ready from Norway?
Yes, I'm ready.
Excellent. You are welcome to share your screen. And yes, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you.
Then go for it. Hey,
hello, everyone. Thank you. My name is Vilde, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Cosgear. Over the last decades, a huge trend has emerged within the world of gaming, and that trend is called cosplay. Cosplay is a hobby where people dress up like their favorite characters from gaming, fantasy, and anime. It is an important point for them to make as impressive costumes as possible, and they meet up at huge cosplay conventions to show off these costumes. Now, a lot of you have probably never heard of cosplay, and it is definitely a niche. But it is by no means a small market. There are 130 million cosplayers worldwide. That is such a huge group of people that if we were to rank cosplay among the world's religions, it would be the 5th largest one. And after speaking to a lot of cosplayers, it became clear that they are amazing crafters. They are so good with fabric and shaping, but cosplayers don't have the technical skills to make costume tech that can bring their costumes to the next level. Our solution is to deliver game-changing costume tech created with and for cosplayers. Our first product is an electric tail that automatically follows your body movements. Cosplayers can make any covers for it to match any costume. This secures reuse and less waste and caters to cosplayers want to make at least 5 costumes a year on average. And just 2 weeks ago, we launched a new product, which is electric ears that moves based on sound, also customizable and can be worn with any cover. These products bring a new dimension of creativity and movement to cosplayers' costumes. We produce all our products locally in Norway. This is both due to sustainability and in order to be close to our production line in this critical starting phase that we're in. We market our products on social media and sell them in our online shop. Due to Corona, physical cosplay conventions are closed. But this is a channel for both sales and marketing that we are so excited to try once the world finally opens up again. And lastly, we ship our products to our customers worldwide with DHL. And with an average order value of $151, we have 65% margin. And with just 3 main products in our shop, we already have 22% recurring customers. Our team consists of 3 engineers and 2 business developers who together have launched 3 products, sold more than 4,000 units to 25 different countries, and have generated more than $400,000 in revenue. Our vision is to become the world's largest brand within cosplay tech. Thank you all so much for listening.
Thank you. Thank you, Norway. Good presentation. We are now moving on to the Czech Republic. Could you, while you are getting ready to share your screen, just say a few hello, hello, so we know that the microphone is through?
Yeah, hello. I'm ready.
You are ready. Then share your screen, please. This is Face Up from the Czech Republic.
Yeah. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Perfect, so I can start.
Yes,
So
please.
hi. My name is Jan, and I would like to introduce you my startup FaceUp.com. Every day, thousands of kids all around the world don't go to school because of bullying. 64% of students who became victims of bullying never speak out about it. 43% of employees are unhappy and feeling demotivated at work. And every fifth employee quits the job because of an impolite attitude to people at the workplace. Most of these problems can be prevented. It could help enough if students and employees affected by the problem don't worry and speak up about it before it becomes much worse. Unfortunately, for most victims and witnesses, this is too complicated right now. We have decided to decrease these numbers by creating a platform thanks to which students and staff can deal with these problems. They can communicate anything safely and anonymously with a person in their company or school who can help them. We are currently helping to identify risks and prevent serious problems for 2,000 clients in Europe, the United States, Africa, and Latin America. These include schools, universities, anti-domestic violence centers, anti-corruption organizations, and recently, mainly companies from 50 to 5,000 employees. We operate as a typical SaaS platform. Our B2B clients pay us yearly for using our services, and price depends on the version of the platform and number of potential users. We founded the company as three 17-year-old students who had experienced bullying at school before themselves and were afraid to speak up. Nowadays, we have 20 people in the team, clients across the globe, investors, and experts, thanks to whom we can help thousands of children and adults every year. And by the way, I can mention that one of our most satisfied clients is the high school, which the entrepreneur Elon Musk left because of bullying when he was young. Yeah, and that's the end. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you to Face Up from the Czech Republic. Yay! Now we would like to hear from Estonia, Raiku. Can we just hear that you're through? Say hello.
Yeah.
You're there. You're welcome to share your screen. Raiku, Estonia.
All right. So it should be good now. First of all, glad to be here. Hello to everybody around the globe. So I'm Carl from Team Raiku, and we are focusing on sustainable packaging and e-commerce. So plastic can be a very good material in some industries, but definitely not in packaging, since 90% of this ends up in landfill or nature after single use. At the same time, e-commerce is growing fast, but will change radically as well because it will be banned by law soon, plastic packaging, at least in Europe. And currently, we don't have many great alternatives yet. So we need products that don't create waste. And we believe that we've created one. So we will substitute plastic bubble wrap with our patented compostable wooden fabric. It's beautiful and flexible and protective, but will also be an affordable alternative to bubble wrap. So since plastic will be banned soon, then our main competitors are other biodegradable options. So here's a table to illustrate the competitors, such as wood wool, sheep wool, carton, and bioplastics. Raiku is compostable. It's similar priced as bubble wrap. We have efficient material use and low energy production. So one of its main advantages comes from its spring structure. So we can actually give 15 to 20 times more volume to our raw material. So we're basically selling air like bubble wrap. Therefore, we can offer what is important in the logistics, which is low cost packaging in large volume. And as we are in Creative Business Cup, then we can all see that it's quite appealing and looks great compared to other packaging options. So we have three types of products currently. On the left, you can see fabric, kind of like bubble wrap. In the middle, filling springs, and on the right, bags for trinkets, bottles, and such. So we have currently over 30 pilots in pipeline, and including resellers, e-commerce companies, and even some tech companies. So a lot of positive feedback who has seen the product, and they're really excited to start with. In our team, we have engineers, we have business people, we have wood technologists, and for example, I myself, I'm working with clean tech startups on a daily basis for years now. So far, within half a year, we've filed in 4 IPs. We've gone through different business accelerators and gotten some initial funding. We're also currently working together with universities, and in July, we will start with our first pilots. And in the autumn, we aim to take in investments for larger production lines. So if there are any investors interested. And this is why we are here as well. So we want to expand our network. It's a great opportunity to meet people around the world, pilot clients, mentors, and we also aim for the prize, because that would help us to finalize our IP strategy and cover some machinery costs. So thank you a lot for this opportunity. Hope you will believe in sustainable packaging as well, because hopefully it will be booming.
Thank you very much. Aitan, let's just take a quick breath here. We're halfway through. The reason why we are doing 6 and not 5 as usual is because we had a tie, both for 2020 and 2021. So we actually had a tie at the end. So we are actually including the 6. I also want to say that a shout out to Estonia, to Eva Lemet and Creative Estonia for helping us organizing and being a part of the dialogue with all the European national partners that we have, all the European organizations that run Creative Business Cup. And Estonia has always been doing really well. Estonia had 2 companies in the semifinals. Before this, if some of you are wondering, why aren't the jury asking questions? When they did that on Monday, we had all the startups pitch, and there were lots of questions were asked. Then we had the semifinals with 12 yesterday. So this is why we're going it through without any Q&A afterwards. But now, let's go to our little sister to the north, Sweden. Actually, it's a big brother, rather. Sweden, Safari Seat. Anidar.
I'm here. Yeah.
Excellent.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Sorry, I have to put, okay.
Go for it.
750,000 people in Kenya, 50 million in Africa are mobility impaired. And 90% of them cannot afford a wheelchair because they are too poor. Without a wheelchair, children cannot play and cannot go to school as they have the right to. Without a wheelchair, adults cannot work, support their family, and be active member of the community. And this is how disability becomes a poverty trap. TIE exists to break the loop between disability, poverty, and social exclusion. And this is why we have developed Safari Seat, the low-cost, all-terrain wheelchair freeing people from the confinement of disability. Safari Seat is a revolutionary wheelchair. Just to mention some features, an innovative suspension system allows wheels to lift independently, avoiding tipping in the roughest ground. Moreover, puncture-proof tires allow users to ride in rural areas without inconvenience. And geared hand pedals allow users to move smoothly, even going uphill. Safari Seat was developed in close collaboration with its users in our workshop in Kenya, where it is now manufactured with locally available material like bicycle parts. It complies with WHO standard and is patented. And it's priced between $300 and $400, which is still 1/10 of comparable wheelchairs. So far we have distributed 130 Safari Seats in 2020, and 100 are already committed or sold in 2021. And if you think about impact, multiplied by 4, 1 wheelchair, 1 family. The portfolio is growing. We are in 2021 adding Safari Cart, which is upgrading Safari Seat to a working station. Then in 2022, we will bring on the market the child version of Safari Seat. But a wonderful product with no comparable in the market is not enough when you want to meet the needs of people earning less than $8 a day. So let me speak about our business model. We serve the poorest by selling Safari Seat to institutional buyers and CSR program, and by licensing its distribution and manufacturing to organizations which are sharing our aims. Moreover, we are offering Safari Seat within microcredit schemes and insurance coverages in collaboration with microfinance institutions and insurance companies. And we are selling development projects revolving around the provision of Safari Seat to institutional donors. Another pillar of our business model is operating through a network of local workshops, which means last mile delivery and training, fundamental for the users, and cheap and fast scale up, which is very good for us. Moreover, as the mechanic of Safari Seat is all made of bicycle parts, maintenance can be performed by the users and repairing by any bike workshop, which means minimum downtime and local repair and local service. Last but not least, TAI is the organization manufacturing and distributing Safari Seat. We are an NGO in Sweden and a company in Kenya. I am the CEO. I have an MBA from Wiinstedt and years of experience in startups in Africa. Ken, our COO, has manufacturing experience and a bachelor from Mombasa University. Kara and Janna are the designers of Safari Seat. Kara is a researcher in assisted mobility in the University of Liverpool, and Janna is a professional industrial designer and video maker. And if you want to have fun, just go to our website and see what Safari Seat can do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tak. And now we move to Latvia, a country that I think have been in the finals pretty much every year for the last 3 or 4 years. So with Wingo Deposit, Latvia, are you there? Can I just hear your voice first?
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent.
Can you
And
hear me
now
well?
we also see your PowerPoint. Yes.
Woohoo!
Yoo-hoo. Good to see you again.
All right, let's start. Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, creatives and curious ones. Thank you for having me over there today. My name is Rasmus from Wingo Deposit, and I'm coming from Latvia. There's a rhetorical question to every one of you. In which kind of world do you want to live? And like in the picture on the left or in the picture on the right? Because the waste doesn't look in the nature like it's in the retail store shelf. Did you know that existing total waste generated will increase by 70% by 2050, while existing deposit return systems collects only 6% of all packaging? With this kind of attitude, we will never achieve EU Green Deal goals. We will achieve nothing because the waste is not only a European problem. Sorry, there is something. Sorry, there is some technical.
Take your time.
No, sorry.
You have difficulty in changing your slide?
Something.
There we go.
Something.
You
Yes.
just did it. There we go.
Yeah, and why is it so? Because existing systems and technologies, they're outdated. Mainly, the waste management industry is built in the 90s and nothing has changed. They collect limited type and perfect shape packaging. They're reading barcodes and then they're producing new type of waste like paper receipts. And that's not acceptable for 21st century because 70% of all consumers and collectors are Gen Z and millennials, yet all those systems are not meant for them. So we did our best.
Okay, here's the problem. The total waste generated in the world will increase by 70% in the next 30 years. But current deposit systems don't serve all of our recycling needs. They can only collect a small portion of waste, such as beverage packaging. Wingo Deposit takes the next step and thinks beyond the plastic bottle. Wingo is a deposit machine with computer recognition and artificial neural network technologies. In other words, a bin with brains. The camera and AI system recognizes even flattened and damaged bottles. Wingo is able to adapt to new types of packaging. The payback system is digital and transparent. You can use your phone or store's loyalty card. Wingo's additional gamification elements make recycling more accessible and fun for all generations. Wingo Deposit has gained international recognition and is changing the way we think about our planet's future. Wingo, a bin with brains.
There has no been better timing than now to introduce the world with new deposit systems. And what we have done in 18 months to achieve that is we built 4 prototypes. So right now in 18 months, we are from idea to certified product. We made waste from unsexy to sexy, because we have to think about the waste as a resource, not just something that is on the street or in the forest. So we made the gamification principles together with Red Bull, Print, and other companies to reward collectors by collecting the waste. But how did we do that? Because we have a great team with a background of waste management, ITC, computer technologies, and engineering. We can respect ourselves only through respecting our planet Earth. So thank you.
Thank you. Excellent. And as with all the startups, I'm looking forward to connecting you with past startups that are entrepreneurs that have been part of the Creative Business Cup. For example, Dennis Bikini from Kenya 2018, who's working on recycling plastic in Kenya and turning it into 3D printing filament. He's in Denmark right now on a scholarship, so you should definitely get in touch with him. But I will get back to all of you later on. Now we're going actually to Africa, not to the East Africa, but West Africa, Nigeria, the Lightning Arts. And for those of you who attended the semi-finals, you know we have a few challenges with a good broadband connection in West Africa and Nigeria. Can I just hear you say hello so we know that we at least have you on the mic?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can
we
you
can
hear
also
me?
see. We can also see your PowerPoint. Last night I got a hold of our partners in Nigeria, the Enterprise Development Center, Olawale and Olayinka, and I hope they have tried to help you out with a good connection. But anyway, let's see how it goes. We're crossing our fingers for the internet will work well. Go for it.
Thank you so much. I'll start right now. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a very emotional day for me, as well as a very happy day for me. Emotional because today, 30th June, makes it exactly 8 years that I lost my friend Tayo. We lost Tayo to diarrhea as a result of unclean, safe drinking water. Not just Tayo in these shoes, there are millions other Nigerians who still lack access to clean drinking water. Are you aware that unclean, safe drinking water has taken the lives of more Nigerians and globally than Corona itself? The World Health Organization stated in 2019 that 2.2 billion people globally still lack access to clean drinking water. It means 1 in 3 people in the world do not have access to clean drinking water. Please meet Mrs. Folashade. She is one of the 85 million Nigerians who still lack access to clean drinking water. UNICEF in the year 2018 stated that 75% of sicknesses treated in the Nigerian hospital today are water-related. These sicknesses goes on to lead to thousands upon thousands of avoidable deaths. Contaminated drinking water is also estimated to have caused 785,000 diarrhea deaths each year. The World Health Organization predicted that by the year 2030, as a result of lack of sanitation and open defecation, all our water will be contaminated with physics. It means our tap water and our boreholes will no longer be safe for drinking. By that year, how many more people are still going to die? My name is Obani Jesu Francis. I am the founder of the Lightning Arts. We manufacture high-quality pottery wares, with Aquamax being our flagship product. Aquamax is a point-of-use water purification system, a ceramic water filter made from locally sourced material. This product filters water from any source, river, pond, flood, and so on, into 99.9% free of germs, odor, smell, taste, and color. It makes it safe enough for even a day-old child. This filter solves for SDG 6, which is clean water and sanitation, and SDG 3, which is good health and well-being. We started about 18 months ago. We have sold 901 units. We have impacted local youth. We have reached over 2,500 people. We have generated a revenue of over $14,000, and we have reduced significantly child mortality rate and waterborne epidemics in our immediate environment. We have partnered with local and community health centers, rural distributors, religion leaders, indigenous influence, and extension agents who have sold this much. And right now, we look forward to partnering with SWAP, USAID, CDC to even reach some more. We are a team of 8 with 4 majors. I am the founder. I have a BTech certification in ceramic art and ceramic technology. The COO is a ceramic technician. With just $20,000 US, we'll break even in the second quarter of the second year. We'll get ourselves an automated aluminum mold, a mixer, pulp mills that will help us reduce waste, increase our production. It will also help make the filters readily available and affordable to the 73 million Nigerians who live on less than $2 per day. These people are our primary target market. We believe everyone deserves access to clean, safe drinking water. And like I said earlier, today is also a happy day for me because I'm here standing in pitching my idea to creative business called Global Finals to get the opportunity to reach the unreached and create a community where every life matters and everyone counts. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis. And thus, we reach the end of the top 6 from 2020, and I am receiving text messages because my team knows me very well, and they're saying, remember to tell the jury members that they should go ahead and vote right now. They should, because otherwise they're going to listen to 6 others in a very few minutes. So go ahead and click on the link that we sent you and vote, put in your grading so we can start looking at that. Meanwhile, I'm just going to spend a few minutes speaking of how do we get to where we are today, and that's because we have some fantastic partners around the world. Obviously, the pandemic has hit them as well and the network as well, but I think we've also been gathering together and we've been helping each other. And this year, I have never seen before so many of national partners from one country participating in the finals of another country. So we would see Survey from Turkey turning up at the startup competitions across the globe, actually. I saw her in Malta, I believe, and also in Sweden. I know that Sweden, Lars, he was sought after also and participated in several of the national competitions. So we build our network. It's based on these partners. And then, of course, as we have expanded since 2012, when we started out with 17 countries and maybe 2,000 startups participating. Now we're up. It's wobbling a bit up and down because of the pandemic, but we're probably around 60 to 70 national partners that are part of the Creative Business Network. One of you also, the startups, asked me for, or was hoping for, to meet some investors. And I can tell you among the 18 jury members, 7 of them are actually investors, impact investors, or actually business angels, and investing in startups in the creative industries. And I would like to make you aware that if there are some more investors out there, we have CBI. CBI is the Creative Business Investor Network. So this is for investors who would like to or are already investing in startups from music, movies, gaming, etc., design. And as you can see also today, this morning with the 2020 startups that also do a lot of good in other sectors. That's really one of the key feature of the creative industries is that they create innovation, growth, jobs, solutions in other sectors. I think, I hope the jury now are more or less ready for 2021. Otherwise, I will give you, I can see some of you are still noting down, so let me just take one more minute to say that after the startups were all selected this in 2020 and this spring, they participated in the Academy, Creative Business Academy, where all the global finalists met many of you guys, many of the jury members were actually part of presenting, and I know Daiva, Rian, and also Amy, I'm probably forgetting some, sorry, were also part of the experts, the lecturers, so to speak, during the Academy. We also know that one thing is what you do bottom up, business development, access to finance, all these things that we can do for the startups on the ground or our partners can do. Another thing is what governments can do, either regional governments or national governments or local governments like cities. That's why we have something called SIPs. That's short for the Creative Industries Policy Seminar. So that is where we help public stakeholders or policymakers on how to create the right framework program for for example, innovation vouchers or cross-sector innovation. I think I've been ad-libbing enough right now, and we are ready for 2021. So, it looks like that. If anyone wants, can I just see, raise your hand if you need some extra, just a few more minutes? Is anyone raising their hands? No, it doesn't look like that. That's good. So, we will now start with the pitching for 2021, and we're starting out with Slovenia and Donar. Could you just say hello so I can hear that you're there?
Hi.
Excellent, and you're welcome to share your screen.
I'm going to take just a few seconds to compliment you all at CBN and also Bright for having this beautiful event and for everybody that's behind it. I know it's a huge event and it takes a lot of effort, so big cheers to everybody.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks a lot. Now yes, thank you. We're not good at compliments. Go ahead.
We're fed up with pictures like this. Everybody's talking about plastic waste, microplastics, and carbon pollution. Plastic was made to last for centuries. So 6 years ago, we stopped just being a bystander and started acting. With a team of engineers, chemists, sustainability experts, and designers, we upgraded design thinking methods and make it circular. We took the best processes out of automotive industry, Rimac, studied Patagonia sustainability vision, and best practices from furniture industry, Hey. We added compassion design as new field to create new products. We developed a new technology turning pet waste into long-lasting and award-winning products. And there is no bullshit behind it. So what do? We develop and produce unique sustainable furniture by using pet felt technology. We produce components for repairing with purpose model, following cradle-to-cradle methods, and we implement latest technologies using different waste material and develop new materials like lamination of wood and different waste. And last but not least, we educate the creative industry, our most important customers, architects and designers. We are technology leaders in development of new materials based on waste. We have our own brand, and all of the products we design and produce are IP protected. So what do we promise? High quality, sustainably designed furniture for public, private, and government spaces. Sustainable pet felt furniture with a sustainable status symbol within society, and design furniture with state-of-the-art technology and circular design concepts. How do we sell? Through furniture showrooms around the world. We are present at the most important industry events like Fair in Milano, Paris, London, Copenhagen, New York, and others. We have direct contact with product specialists, interior designers, influencers, and facility managers. And of course, we are present online. Who are customers? All the furniture enthusiasts with green vision, early adopters of green technology, and furniture manufacturers to satisfy green sustainable needs of their customers. Most important for us is public government in scope of carbon neutral society with a Green New Deal that is coming up. On the left side of my pitch, you can always see all the beautiful products and with little pics, how many plastic bottles and CO2 is saved with every product. So with every Nicholas made, there are approximately 70 plastic bottles saved from the environment. With every Nicholas sold, at least one person is convinced that upcycling is useful. And we have bragging rights for it, as you can see. This lines in beauty, but foremost about the social impact. So now we need heroes like you to turn waste into beautiful products. Thank you.
Thank you, Donar. Thank you, Slovenia. And now we are moving to Fotio, Chile. This is where you could say green paint has all colors.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, and we can also see your slide. You're welcome to go full screen. There we go. Excellent.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. My name is Matthias, and I'm the leader of Fotio. We exist to replicate the photosynthesis process on any surface. Using science and creativity as the basis of our products, we have been able to transform buildings, roads, and murals into huge decontaminating sources. But first of all, the problem. In our country, air pollution impacts 12 million people, producing about 11,000 deaths. Worldwide, the number do not improve. According to the World Health Organization, 9 out of 10 people breathe polluted air, and 7 million people die annually from causes directly associated with air pollution. In our company, we are concerned about this massive problem. That's why we create Photio. Photio is a paint additive that, using solar radiation as an energy source, degrades greenhouse gases and local emissions that produce air pollution. You can use our additive into paint, asphalt, concrete, and even in plastics. But let me tell you how it works. By incorporating Photio in a common paint, the degradation of polluted gases is generated by a photosynthesis-like process. We transform air pollution into inert compounds like plants using a photocatalytic reaction, but our process is 4 times better. As a product, we reduce environmental impact better than anybody else. And as a paint company, you can use the same resins and solvents because we can offset volatile organic compounds emissions during the application of paint. On the other hand, we improve customer acquisition process, opening new markets related to the treatment of greenhouse gases, but not at the expenses of paint properties like our competitors. In relation to our validations, we are finishing the certification process with the support of universities and laboratories in Chile, Italy, and England. And along with this, we presented a provisional patent in the United States. In relation to the level of our technology, in 2019, we validated our first industrial scale pilot, but now we have already painted more than 5,000 square meters across our country with our technology. We are a new product and we are opening a new market. That's why we project the additive market using a relationship between the price of our products and the gallons of paint that each market represents. The total available market is $31 billion and the serviceable market, the Chilean market, is $70 million. Our business model is B2B and it is based on selling Photio to paint companies. In relation to this, we are closing a commercialization deal with the 3 largest paint companies here in Chile, which has more than 60% of the market. And the most important thing, painting with Photio only costs $0.2 per square meter. In our company, we have a strong team composed of people with different backgrounds, which allows to face the different challenges Spirit brings us. And last year, we raised more than $3,000 and $50,000 of investment. But we need more, and that's why we are here. We want to be the leaders of nanotechnology and sustainability in Chile and Latin America. Support us and be part of the solution. Thank you.
Thank you. And I would like to make a shout out to Carlos Mancia, our national partner in Chile, who joined us, I can't remember if it was February or March, rather late, was able to run a competition, get startups to apply, and find such a great finalist. So good job, Carlos. Muy bien. We are moving on to Norway. No, sorry. I'm skipping here. Send camera from Latvia. Send camera from Latvia. Can I just hear that you are with us? Hi. Excellent. Good to see you again. And you also have a presentation you would like to share.
Yes, yes, I have it.
Good. We are ready for you.
Hi, I'm inventor of Send Camera. And what is Send Camera? It is a mobile device for consumers to record, store, and release aromas or scents. To be honest, I was inspired by Patrick Ziskin's book, Perfume, and movie made afterwards. And as a sociologist, I made analysis of the book, and I conclude 3 things for me. One, that there is that scent is discriminated sense. The first thing. Second, I understand that sooner or later there will be scent recorder. And third thing, what I understand that I want to build it because I'm a scent lover. And then I go to my friend, scientist, who is one of the leading scientists in Latvia regarding cognitive science. And I ask why we need to record scents. And he answered me, is that scents triggers our emotions and memories much better than visuals or sounds. And around this idea to build a scent recorder, I gathered my team, which consists of both entrepreneurs and scientists. And how we know that there is a market? we have made a market survey and we find out that 72% of people have experienced the sense that they would like to record. What we did so far, or what we achieved so far, we together with 2 Latvian universities have built proof of concept prototype and submitted patent application. How our technology works. Imagine you are going to Chile, you find some incredible flower of some incredible stand, and you want to record the stand. You push button record, stand camera captures stand molecules and sends them into storage unit, which is filled with chemical called sorbent. Then you go back to Europe, meet your friends, and you want to show them the scent, what you captured previously. You push button record, it heats up sorbent, it releases scent molecules, and now you and your friends can send them again. So we can imagine a lot of use cases for our technology. We can imagine that the individuals could store their own scents for their own personal memories. We could imagine that museums would store scents as cultural heritage. We could imagine that artists would use our technology to exhibit scent art. And we can see, we can imagine that teachers and researchers could use our technology in order to better explore our scent world, or scents around our. So how big it could be? We believe that scent recorder have potential to be at least 10 million unit cells per year. Why? Because previously what we have seen that niche-based and sense technologies like VR headsets or audio recorders could reach 10 million unit cells per year. So what is our business case? So we want to sell market scent camera for 300 euros and storage unit for 40 euros. So now we are in talks with some investors. We need some investors more, and as well as we have talks with Sony. So thank you very much. Scent camera is mobile device for 72% of people to collect and share emotions via scent and aroma. Thank you very much.
And both Wingo Deposit and Scent Camera join a legacy of startups from Latvia that have made it to the finals, from Game Changer Audio, etc. We are moving on to Norway now. Norway is also doing something right, because they have also 2 finalists. Song Park, are you ready? Can I hear your voice?
Hello, Denmark. Do you hear me?
Yeah. Hey.
That's great. I am Christian, the founder of Song Park. I'm a musician, and I have one major problem. I must travel to play with my friends. I cannot play from home because tools like Zoom or FaceTime or our phones creates way too much delay between us. So when I hit a note on my guitar, you'll hear it a second later, and that just doesn't work. This is a problem for all musicians, aspiring and veteran alike. This problem hurts if you're practicing, rehearsing, or work professionally with music. We spent more than 2 years of research to develop the core of our unit, the teleporter. Together with the Song Park app, it will connect musicians in a way not possible up until now. In the Song Park app, I can search for the musicians I want to play with, connect my guitar, my microphone, or my keyboard to the teleporter, and start a jam immediately. We minimize internet latency and enable remote jamming for all musicians. Our vision is to be the worldwide choice for online musical collaboration. We have working prototypes with unique technology. And our real-life measurements show that the teleporter works over long distances and across borders. The teleporter will retail for less than 500 euros. This moderate price point makes the product accessible to a lot of musicians. And the small subscription fee is tailored for a musician's wallet. In the coming years, Song Park will continue making life easier and more convenient for musicians. We listen to what musicians want. Existing technologies have failed to deliver on what musicians need, and Song Park is in another league. It's really all about speed and user-friendliness. This cutting-edge technology is being developed and implemented by a strong team of engineers guided by a visionary executive group. Songpark is a worldwide platform, and our global addressable market is more than 130 million musicians. If we sell a unit to just 0.25% of these musicians, we'll make profit. Really good profit. I'm Christian, and this is Songpark.
Thank you. Thank you to Norway.
Thank you.
And now we're moving on. Let us listen to Rendesign from South Africa now, and then get back to Wiinstedt from Bangladesh right after you. So could you say something so I can...
All right,
hello?
Thank you. I'm Winston, and thank you for this opportunity.
Excellent. You have something to share with us.
There to get the screen going. There we go. Full screen.
Excellent.
Is that all good? Can you see the screen
Everything
there?
is fine.
All right. Here I go. So what if you could turn waste paper into a R1 million company? Do you know what cement is? African countries are one of the only places in the world that allow 50-kilo cement bags to be carried. Cement packaging can carry great weight. In 2008, Ren was born from an idea to use cement packaging to make a laptop bag and other lifestyle accessories. 13 years later, Ren has become internationally known. We use reclaimed cement packaging paper that we redirect from recycling plants. We use a process that is unique to us, where we bond paper and fabric together, making it stitchable, strong, and water resistant. You, together with 80% of other shoppers, are a conscious buyer, and I have created a product that is an antidote to the technology of the world that we live in today. We guarantee that we do good by being one of the first companies in Southern Africa to be a certified B Corp, and that means that we use business as a force for good. More than with just product, the way in which we do business is unique and in line with the trend of challenging traditional business models of factories and treating workers as people, treating people as robots. We have a core team of staff that are employed and 2 teams of independent makers. We encourage and support spirit of entrepreneurship. We are good at what we do, and our turnover figures prove that there is a need for our products today and in the future. I started with a measly budget of 5,000 Rand, which is about 300 euros, and we have shown growth on average of 30% per year on turnover, and now are a multi-million Rand business, which is about 205,000 euros. Our revenue and distributions are divided into 4 categories. Some streams are more profitable than others, but they complement each other very well. We have created branded products for some big companies that range from the financial sector to small design studios. Our marketing plan is twofold. We have trade shows, which generate the bulk of our export sales, as you can see on the graph, and our own social media platforms, which are categorized in the retail category. We have seen incredible growth in our online shop in the last year, and our goal is to be up 6 times by 2022. Sadly, the international wholesale revenue stream has taken a huge dip due to COVID-19 with the shutdown of trade shows and various country shutdowns. I started in an unfulfilling job in the corporate sector, and with an idea have created this business that has become an international brand, proving that business can be a force for environmental, social, and economic change for the better. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent. And I just want to say that South Africa and with our partner there, Wiinstedt, Kebaka from Hybro Group, we are really fortunate. A lot of creative stuff is happening on the continent right now. We have had several sessions, webinars on it, also on the Nollywood movie industry and on Lockdown Heights, this Instavella that was produced during the lockdowns there. So a lot of interesting things happening on the continent, and we're lucky to have Hybro Group in South Africa to help us connecting with everyone. I just want to see what my team has written. They say that you're back. Wiinstedt, you're back. Excellent, excellent. Yes, you're there. We were a bit worried. We tried to call you.
I'm sorry for inconvenience, but I'm ready now.
Excellent. We we took South Africa before, so now it's all yours, and just take your time to get ready.
That's absolutely fine. Is my slide visible?
Yes.
All right, amazing. So hi everyone, hi again. I am Bushra, I represent Wiinstedt from Bangladesh. And I want to start again by showing you this photo of Kikinu and her friends who are creating a gravity-based water pump here in one of the remotest areas in Bangladesh. So Kikinu is one of the students who is creating real impact in her community using Wiinstedt products and services. So there are more than 23 million primary school students who don't have access to quality education, and they find education boring, which is why 1 out of 5 children end up dropping out of school because of the lack of hands-on learning. So this is where we come in. Wiinstedt is Bangladesh's biggest provider of experiential learning. And how do we do it? We make science kits that students use to do experiments on topics that are on their textbook. Something unique that we also do is that we convert real-life professional workshops, like wood workshops, into mini schools where students can come and experience building and learning. And we are also very proud of our students coming back to us and working with us in building impactful projects. For example, disability-friendly wheelchairs, which are voice and gesture controlled, gloves, which turn sign language into speech, and most recently, our students have worked with us to help distribute more than 4,800 pieces of improvised PPE using our 3D printing services. And this is a summary of our products and services, and we create accessible hands-on learning opportunities through these. We provide incredible value by providing easy access. We also provide massive cognitive benefits and the best value for money in our segment. The primary education industry in Bangladesh, ladies and gentlemen, is valued at $6 billion, and students and parents are desperately looking for engaging education solutions. This is our revenue model. It's a very straightforward revenue model. We make our revenue from students, parents, and schools availing our products and services. But we also want our business to mean something, which is why we reinvest 25% of what we make back into our innovation clubs and schools. In 2021, we have sold more than 2,000 science kits and signed up more than 200 students for our robotics and coding workshops. And our goal is to impact the lives of more than 1 million children by 2023. My co-founder is Mushfiq, and we are scientists, educators, and facilitators with a total member of 8 people in our team. So help us unleash the potential of millions of students across Bangladesh and hopefully globally for children to innovate and invent and help make a creative and a better world that aligns with these SDGs. And as I end my pitch, I leave you with a happy picture of one of our Wiinstedt Innovation Clubs. Thank you very much.
Excellent. And I can tell you, should you win, we have here on the team Nasia from Bangladesh, who is ready to accept the prize on your behalf, should you win. I don't know anything about that. I'm not part of the jury, luckily. That's why I have been allowing myself, as someone who's wondering, to look down in my papers now and then and to read the text that my staff have been sending me about standing up straight and all that. So now I have to ad-lib a little bit again, because our next speaker, Lisa Russell, she's also a jury member, so she needs to complete her votes before we can move on and talk to her, obviously. So now I encourage all jury members to go in and cast your vote. Meanwhile, I want to tell you that it's true that we will find some winners. We will find a top 3. We'll also find the winner of the Creative Business Investor Pitch. Sounds like a cliche, but you're all winners, and you all have the opportunity to take advantage of what Creative Business Network can offer. And as you have noticed, we often use the phrase "this is," because it really is what it is. The people that you see in front of you, the network, it's real people that are all eager to help and to contribute, that have all their specialties, their knowledge in certain areas. And we are really fortunate here at Creative Business Network to have such a network of people, startups, investors, corporates, national partners that all make this happen. So when we say this is CBN, then we mean it. This is CBN, and you can contact pretty much all of them. You can get hold of them in the network. In thisis.cbnet.com. Surprise! That's our community website address. You can also find past webinars on cbnet.com/thisiscbn. So that's really what we try to emphasize, that these are real people in flesh and blood that you can get hold of digitally and different formats, different platforms, but hopefully also in about a year from now on the 26th to 28th of June. That's when we hold the next Bright. But between that, remember that we have a lot of stuff happening with either sector-specific events, gamification, it could be play and learn, it could be in health. We also have the national finals happening. So the Creative Business Cup Denmark will happen, Sweden, etc. So there are lots of opportunities, lots of things happening that you can all tap into and be part of. Before we go to Lisa Russell and our last part of this award show, there are some people I would like to thank and also some organizations. And I usually do that now and not at the end, because at the end, usually it ends in chaos and I can't get the right people up on stage to have their photo taken and all this. And there's some ambassador from some country that is up on stage that shouldn't be up on stage and these things. But so to avoid that situation again this year, easily with these people, you see they're very unruly and difficult to control. It will end in chaos as soon as we know the number ones. So I would like to thank the Danish Business Authority and the Danish Ministry of Enterprise, the city of Copenhagen that makes sure that it happens in Copenhagen, also then some EU projects that we are part of, the DEUS project, the CAST, Creative Accelerator for Sustainable Tourism, the Turban project. We would like to also thank Explot, our partner in Sweden, for participating in several of our events and also leading our sustainable fashion. And that's, by the way, if any of you are interested in holding the torch in a certain area, such as health, mobility, sustainable development, inclusion, then let us know, because we are looking for torch holders or fighters or ambassadors that will run with us, that will walk with us. We also would like to thank WHO for partnering with us in the field of what can creatives and artists do for public health, the HIVA Fund in Kenya, the Kachi Women's Initiative, and then also there's been some corporates that have participated in the Bright program and also in other programs that we had. That's Mercedes-Benz, Santander, Slush, which is our slushy, dark sister, brother, cousin. Takes place in Helsinki at the end of the year. We take place in Copenhagen in the middle of the year, where everything is bright and we can put a spotlight on bright lights. I can encourage you, by the way, to go in and see the presentation by the president of Slush. Cornwall Council and the Commonwealth Business Women's Network. We did a session on that and have also done some session with them. So the Commonwealth, these 54 countries or so, their Business Women's Network, we did our work with them, especially on policy and also on women's entrepreneurship. So, and as you have probably noticed, I thank also some national partners that have taken the task to organize our partners in certain regions. We have Steve Chia in Thailand, we have Wisa, I mentioned before, in South Africa, Hyper Group, and we have Eva Limit, Creative Estonia in Estonia, obviously. And actually, when you say Creative Estonia in Estonian, it's Lov Eesti. It sounds like I love Estonians, and I actually do. We also have, now I sound schizophrenic, I have a fantastic team that is sitting here with me, a bit reluctant because they actually have a lot of work to do, because I always say that everything can be done in half the time that it actually can be. So I'm really fortunate to have Jens, Maria, Caroline, Christine, Martha, Chooks, Eduardo, Jelmer, Julius, Georgios, Nasia, Gary, Emma, Daniela, and from Italy, who's not yet here, Federica, and also Anne Weiss, who has joined the team, help us with the social media right over there. Did I forget someone? That could happen. I'm a true blonde and a true airhead, so no, I have everyone. So we have here on the team represented, obviously, Denmark, we have Spain, we have Nigeria, we have Italy, we're 3 Italians. How's that going to go? We have 2 Dutch people. How's that going to go? And we have from Bulgaria and from Bangladesh. And I think I have everyone covered by now. No, there's something. There is in Central America a really tiny place, small. They have 17 million people in the capital alone. It's called Guatemala Village. And from Guatemala, we have Daniela, who has been in charge of and is in charge of our academy, so all the learning opportunities that we offer. And we actually ran simultaneously in June academy for the startups and academy for everyone who was interested in what can policymakers do. Now, I think even Lisa Russell should have been able to vote. I know that Amy has been able to vote. And Lisa, you're fine. That's good. Excellent. So now we're moving on. And why are we doing this? We're doing it because this year, 2021, was declared by the UN back in 2020 as the creative economy for sustainable development. In other words, don't ask what you can do for the creative economy, but ask what the creative economy can do for sustainable development. I think that's how you can summarize it somehow. So the world does not need more shoes, hats, or gloves. We need some creative solutions to the challenges we're facing. And a person who's been really busy, even since that was declared, and before that, is Lisa Russell. Lisa Russell, MPH, is an Asian American Emmy Award-winning filmmaker. She's an Academy Nickel quarterfinalist screenwriter and arts curator who has more than 50 years of experience in producing films and curating events, creative events, that all lie in the intersection between art, social justice, and global development. She's an established global leader. She is a 3-time TEDx speaker. Otho, that's pretty impressive. And she's also on the board of FXB. She Decides Global Champion, Earth Times Film Advisory Council member, a UN NGO contracted storyteller and arts curator, Fulbright specialist, writer, and much, much more. I could continue, but I think I should actually just hand over the bright Zoom to you, Lisa. Let's hear from you. Did you have a PowerPoint to share, or were you?
I do.
Yes. Yeah,
I do. Before I share my PowerPoint, I just wanted to say thank you. My LinkedIn has been going crazy the last 3 days with all these amazing people, inviting me, tagging me and everything. And so it's been fantastic. Your network is great. To the creative startups that presented, my head is spinning with just ideas of maybe how we can align some of your products and services with some of the work that I do. So just wanted to start off by sending gratitude for inviting me into the space. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen for my presentation. Give me a sec. Well, thank you again so much. Again, my name is Lisa Russell. I'm not going to do the big introduction, but basically I like to say that, I work at the intersection of arts, social justice, and global development. And I also like to say that I'm multilingual. I speak UN talk and I speak artist talk, and they are very different languages, but I'm bilingual. I mix them up all the time, and I work at this really fascinating, somewhat challenging intersection of arts, creativity, and sustainable development. just a little bit of my background. There's all my stuff that I've been involved in. It seems extensive, but that's partly because this has been my sort of space for the last 15 plus years. I got my master's in public health. I thought I was going to be a humanitarian aid worker. I started my career working in Kosovo and Albania during the war of 1999. And it was there by listening to stories of women in the refugee camps talking about how journalists were exploiting stories about women being raped as a tool of war, really put in my head the power of arts and storytelling in the development sector, both in terms of how it can help, but more importantly, how it can hamper development efforts on the ground. And so I embarked on, I joke that I didn't go to film school, but I basically went to film school because I spent 3 years of my life learning all aspects of the filmmaking craft. So I now direct, I produce, I write, I shoot, and I edit primarily short advocacy films for UN NGO agencies. But I do a lot in the intersection of arts as well, because since the beginning of my career, I've realized the power of performance art, visual art, in combination with my documentary work has been a really unique and important way to both address the challenges and the difficulties that I am filming, such as, you know, maternal mortality or the impact of war on young people, while simultaneously bringing to light the beautiful culture and resilience of the country and the places that I film in. I also founded, based on my 15 plus years of experience, Create 2030 when the SDG Summit launched. And it is an artist-led initiative that's made up of 95% Black, Indigenous, and people of color artists. We are mostly, if not all, professional working class artists, which means we work in the gig economy. Excuse me. We have done live performances at high-level UN events during the UN General Assembly, the High-Level Political Forum. I've facilitated film festivals, done beatboxing, DJ, stepping, basically, again, just bringing in the powerful, you know, artists that are in my network to give energy to some of the UN events that cover, you know, some difficult and challenging and important topics. We also do creative workshops. So we will do beatboxing workshops, we'll do storytelling workshops, we do poetry workshops, and we're big believers in partnerships, especially, you know, around SDG number 17. I'm somebody who personally believes artists should have a seat at every table, in every boardroom, at every UN meeting. We are not just entertainers, we are incredible creative thinkers and problem solvers. And for that reason, I'm a big advocate for artists to engage with the Sustainable Development Goals and the United Nations. And then lastly, we run an Arts and SDGs Festival, which if any of you are interested in, would love to invite you. We have speakers, webinars, creative workshops, and we showcase some really great art. I wanted to step back and talk about just the power of storytelling. This is one of my favorite quotes. It's been said that next to hunger and thirst, our most basic human need is for storytelling. And there's actually research that backs that up, because this one researcher has shown that the brain waves of storytellers actually line up to the listeners of their stories, which means artists and storytellers have an incredible, powerful talent to engage, to inspire, to mobilize audiences without physical touch. This is purely by the stories we tell, by the passion that we tell our stories. And because of that, I also believe that there's a great responsibility for storytellers who work in the development space. And again, this is a quote I like to use, that, you know, if artists are some of our world's greatest creative thinkers and problem solvers, wouldn't you want us in the room or at the table with policymakers talking about solutions to our world's greatest problems? I want to also back up and say I was honored to be a keynote speaker at the first ever World Conference on Creative Economy hosted by the government of the Republic of Indonesia. It was a change-making conference for me, because it was the first time that I was able to talk about the work that I had been doing for so many years and place it in this creative economy, you know, world and narrative that allowed me to speak with numbers, with metrics about the power of art and the power of the creative economy to an audience full of ministers, parliamentarians, economists, UN experts, or whatnot, helping me to really formalize and insert credibility into the power of art in the sustainable development space. I was there to, I was supposed to follow the president of Indonesia. He wasn't able to make it. So I took Mohammed bin Salman's speaking slot, which I wasn't aware of until I arrived in Bali. But my message was clear, and it's a message, if you hear me speak, I say over and over again, that we need more artists to be in these spaces. We need artists to help develop policies that are affecting us with our input. And that has been, again, just something that I feel very passionate about, because the UN and the creative sector and the artists that I work with, we have different lives, we speak different languages, we survive differently, we work differently. And so when you create policies without representation, artist representation in the room or at the table, you're creating policies that could potentially harm or hinder our progress. I was also really honored to escort the Indonesian delegation to New York when they came to meet with UNCTAD to propose the writing of the UN resolution that would result in the 2021 being declared as the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development. And I thought that was really important because, again, these are mostly policy and program and government officials, but they recognize the value of adding somebody who works and represents the creative economy to sit in these meetings. And as we all know, in 2019, at the 74th session of the UN General Assembly, they did declare 2021 as the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development, which I was excited about. I had this big plan to do this arts envoy tour, this, that, whatever. And then, of course, COVID hit, and that put a damper on a lot of, I think, plans for creatives and for UN agencies to really, celebrate this historic year. But at the same time of them announcing this year, there was a series of when COVID hit, a series of calls for art that had good intentions, but as most of us know, good intentions don't always translate into responsible work. And they put out tons of calls, tons of contests asking artists to work or submit work for free so that they can then use that to give pro bono to mega corporations like the BBC and Facebook. And what was difficult with some of these contests is that I know it comes from a humanitarian aspect. Let's all get together. Let's all, get through this pandemic. Let's soothe each other. Let's heal each other. But you can't have Lady Gaga standing up and talking about the impact of COVID on singers when you have artists who, like myself, lost all of their work in a matter of days. I literally had 7 gigs lined up that all got canceled within 2 days of them, announcing that the COVID restrictions were going to be beginning. So I'm not going to go into all of this, but it was all this like, let's get artists involved, let's get artists involved. And at the same time, I'm advocating that, the artists, and there's tons of statistics out there in terms of how many people from the creative economy were hit financially very, very hard when venues were closed, when theaters were shut down, and we just didn't have, we didn't have conferences, festivals, or whatnot where we usually make money to support our income. So these are just, I'm not going to go through them specifically, but there's a lot of points in the guidelines where I argue that if you had an artist sit at the table with you devising these initiatives, you wouldn't have policies like this one, for example, that says by submitting your artwork, the UN has the ability to adapt it or take from it. Or, we want to give you credit, but we can't guarantee it. All these things that are important to the livelihoods of artists were not being taken into consideration for these contests because, again, there was no artist representation at the UN in deciding how these contests would go out. So the big question is, how can we then responsibly engage artists in sustainable development? And I wanted to go ahead and share with you a 4-minute film that I produced for IFC World Bank's recent sustainability exchange on the power of art to heal, to trust, or whatnot. So I'm hoping this just plays, and I'll come back when it's finished.
Since the beginning of time, art has told the story of who we are. From cave art sketches on hunting and gathering, and griots sharing fables under baobab trees, to virtual reality experiences and digital storytelling apps, one thing remains the same. Art has been and continues to be a trusted tool to help connect us as people in an ever-changing society. We trust art to help us learn and unlearn the ways in which we see the world. So what happens when that world is turned upside down? When venues are empty? When film sets are canceled? When theaters are closed? When microphones are muted? When a global pandemic sets in? COVID-19 has opened our eyes to exactly how void our world can become without a viable creative community, and how artists' livelihoods can be threatened. But artists are resilient. The creative economy, which employs more than 30 million creative workers around the world, started to adapt. As the world was thrust into digital spaces, artists followed suit. At a time when we felt disconnected, artists united us across televisions, laptops, and cell phones. This power of creativity that artists hold to adapt, to innovate, to pivot is what led the United Nations to declare 2021 as the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development. The world continues to face immense challenges, and artists can help us face them. While countries battle over climate policies, Thai graffiti artists TRK and Soravis P are collaborating with Converse to create large-scale murals in Bangkok's polluted downtown areas using smog-eating paint. While artists have historically struggled with protecting intellectual property rights, crypto art using NFTs are revolutionizing the way digital artists certify their photos, videos, audio, and other digital work on the blockchain. And as the tradition of oral history in Africa changes, the new digital storytelling app African Echoes entertains and educates younger generations about culture and history. It's clear that as the world relies more on technology and automation, our value as artists and creatives is growing. Because the one thing you can't automate is creativity. And as artists, we must recognize that our role in society is more critical than ever. Because we can have all the technological advancements in the world, but we still need art to keep us connected as human beings. We must use our art to break down divisions. We must share our talents to help others express fears or concerns about this new world. We must use our critical thinking and problem-solving skills to disrupt systems that are exclusive. We must use our independence to speak out with new possibilities using our bold and liberated voices. COVID-19 has shown us that art is fragile, but resilient and so very essential. We must give artists representation in institutions and spaces where distrust is building. We must give our support politically, economically, and socially because we rely on their creativity to build a more fair, inclusive, and sustainable world.
I don't know if you saw the contestant for the Eurovision Song Contest is from Iceland, but they they had this phrase saying, "Everything about that I like," and that was part of the routine.
Okay, awesome. Well, I actually don't know how much time I have left. I haven't been counting, but I'm going to fly through this quickly.
Go ahead.
The rest of it. So I just wanted to introduce sort of a new concept, a new campaign that my initiative Create 2030 is trying to embark on with the hashtag Build Back Creative. And the idea is to create a campaign that engages artists who have been unemployed or who have lost income in efforts in the post-COVID-19 recovery phase. How can artists help us envision a new normal? We do know again that the artists in the creative sector were hit very, very hard, but at the same time, the world has come to recognize how valuable arts are when we were looking to music, to films, to Netflix, to different art forms to help us navigate, the constraints of COVID. The solution, figuring out how to put artists into spaces that maybe we wouldn't normally think of, because oftentimes when you talk about artists, people think entertainment and entertainment only, but there's a lot of other sectors that could benefit from the inclusion of artists. And in doing so, we can improve artists' livelihoods, we can advance economic recovery, and we can promote sustainable solutions. So the themes of the Build Back Creative campaign is identifying players or actors in different sectors to sit at the table and have conversations about how artists, for example, could be aligned with mental health practitioners to conduct workshops. For example, I do tons of storytelling workshops with young people, and being able to assess through basic psychosocial skill sets how to identify and refer maybe young people who are struggling, more than others and need additional help. How can we work to address climate change? Well, we don't just need to be spokespeople and entertainers for climate change. We can also talk about how to practice our art forms or our crafts more sustainably. So for example, I work with the musician who powers his music with renewable energy. Or, how do we create more green festivals? I would love personally, because I use so much equipment as a filmmaker, have a brand or a company produce my tripod with recycled, waste using 3D printers, for example. Entertainment, we are all invited to millions of Zoom meetings, conferences, or whatnot. What if we introduced artists into every single one of these events to spice it up, to liven it up a little bit, while at the same time providing opportunities for them to get contracts or to be paid something. And then tourism, tourism is going to open up in a big way soon, I think, with, I don't know so much about here in East Africa, but what if, for example, I have a graffiti friend in Nairobi who has gone on Airbnb experiences and creates tours of the hip hop history in Nairobi and is booked constantly. So what if tourism boards or tourism departments worked with artists to create arts-friendly experiences for tourists? Again, I'm just going to reemphasize, please hire artists. There's solutions if people don't have big budgets. There are other ways to compensate artists. As long as you don't just say it's exposure, there are solutions. Sometimes we just need to have the conversations to spark the ideas. So again, potential partners, we could partner with the creative sector that could provide training and job opportunities to the creative economy to help revive it. A lot of the artists I work with do not work in the digital space. Being here in Mombasa, Kenya for a year and a half has taught me a lot about the obstacles facing artists here. Even getting online for festivals or whatnot, everybody uses WhatsApp here. That's how they communicate. That's how they advocate. And also being able to elevate their skill sets into a digital space. You can work with musicians. And I love the song park idea, because I had to produce a song and a music video with artists from Indonesia, Kenya, Tanzania, and the States. And what if we were able to really, up their digital skills in the creative market? The UN NGO sector, this is what I'm mostly, my work centers around, is really using art and artists to help translate dense policies or programs for a wider audience. Trying not to institutionalize art, because we don't need a poem that sounds like a report. We need to create poetry that captures the essence of a report, for example, and inspires and educates and informs a wider audience who may not read that 500-page report. Again, the mental health sector, so many of the artists I work with are also teaching artists. So we are constantly engaging with young people, with people from different sectors, training us in psychosocial support so that we can help identify and address the mounting COVID-19 mental health crisis. Would be valuable for both sectors. The private sector, I did this one event called Artify Your Mission, where we worked with a social good brand and took their sustainability mission and their CSR practices. And these are things that we realize most companies now have this. They have a sustainability mission, they have a CSR focus, but the only way you really find out about it is if you go to their website and read the website. What if we created art?
Or you connect with this, or you connect with a Swedish startup that didn't make it to the finals called Footprint Company. They actually assess the truth of the claims by corporates on how sustainable they are. And they actually show it in a way, in a visual, in a way that's very easy to understand. So yes.
Wonderful. That's a great idea. I'm almost done. Let me just quickly go real quick. Working with the sustainability sector, I work with a lot of climate artists who are able to recycle waste and create, artwork. I know I'm involved in the UN Food System Summit and the World Food Forum that's coming up. How do we deal with food waste? How can we look at what is traditionally thought of as waste and create it into public art, for example? So the typical traditional arts engagement is thinking of artists only as entertainers, but what if we think about artists and pivot them into sort of healers to, again, solving challenges that we're facing. We're not just entertainers. There's so much more to being a working artist. So again, let's connect with sectoral artists to boost economic recovery, address the mental health crisis, promote sustainable development. I'm gonna just fly through this. One of the things that I feel needs to be done is that some of these artists who are really, really, really powerful and talented and have their feet deep in communities are difficult to find. It's like you have to be in the know to find some of these artists, at least the ones that I work with. So I want to create spaces where I put them at the forefront, do clubhouse interviews, do a mixtape showcasing the variety of talent, do open mics.
Let's do that together. Let's do that together because we have several startups that actually are artist driven. That is actually artists that have developed a company around his artistic skills. So yes, let's do that. Certainly.
Yeah, and another idea I had, so I collaborated with WHO, Create 2030 collaborated with WHO to launch a COVID-19 arts gallery. And I thought about doing something similar where I would create a virtual art gallery profiling the artist. So you can go in, you can explore each artist, their work, who they are, contact with their social good interest is or whatnot, but finding a place where I can funnel these amazing, talented artists who are committed to the SDGs and sustainability that are easy to access in one place, and also in a way where people can't just, click and share their artwork, where we're protecting the intellectual property rights of the artists who are part of this initiative. Connect with post-COVID-19 recovery conversations. Some of these could be, for example, the high-level political forum that I'm involved in a film festival with, UN General Assembly, Expo Dubai that's coming up. Create licensable content. One of the things that I managed to work with UN Youth Envoy's office was, yes, we will produce this song, this music video that we understand you don't have a budget for, but help us promote it the song is on iTunes. And then also IFC World Bank Group then licensed the music video for their sustainability exchange. So I was able to pay the young artists through that licensed material. So instead of resorting
here we also have a startup from Turkey that can help you with licensing of especially sound and music for any kind of platform and format. They were also not part of the finalists, but they are definitely part of the network. So we definitely need to talk also after this.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, just as I have a long-term agreement with UNDP as a video editor, so I use a lot of stock footage. It is horrific, some of these stock footage libraries. The music is horrific. They're not it's mostly white, European or American content. So it's difficult for me when I'm doing a story about, women in peace and security. So if we then made a more artist-friendly stock footage account that the sustainable development community can tap into, we'd be solving a couple of different, problems. We'd have better content, we'd have more diverse content, and we'd also be supporting the livelihoods of artists. And yeah, I'm going to go through this. So I like to use this quote a lot. The role of the artist is to make revolution irresistible. I believe in the post-COVID-19 recovery efforts. I believe with sustainable development, we are in need of a creative revolution. So I would love to talk to anybody and everybody who is interested in figuring out how to responsibly engage artists in these spaces, because we are just, when we talk about getting a poet to perform at an event, that is just scratching the surface. There is so much more that can be done. So that's
very true. And I'm happy that you also pointed out that we can learn and unlearn how we see the world. But I also think you can, through the arts and the artists, learn and unlearn how you see yourself. And it's very much that the creative products and services and arts and the artists help us figure out who we are. It helps build our identity and how we move around in the world and how we relate to other people. So it's, of course, it's something outward, but it's also very much something inward in my belief. I'm sorry I won't have time to do a long Q&A with you, because we will have to now, and people are eager. I'm getting lots of messages here of messages from no problem. We can always continue the conversation. We have long lives ahead of us, and we're all in this together on this earth. So thank you, Lisa Russell. Thank you, Lisa, for both this presentation and also for being part of the jury. And now we are ready. We have the votes are in, and just to make it we'll have to wait a little bit longer. Is that we actually also have had a creative business investor pitch, and we have a rule here at the CBC CBN that we will never have someone receive a prize that didn't actually pitch during the ceremony. So we're not going to give a prize to someone and people will sitting in the audience go, what do they do? So you probably know who you are, who I'm talking to, because you were suddenly called by my staff saying, you need to get back into the Zoom. Yeah, I can see you're smiling. So the winner of the Creative Business Investor Pitch is from Ukraine, Wiinstedt.
Thanks very much.
And as I said before, I think you should present what you do. Just give us your 3 minutes, or 2.5 is also okay.
Fair enough. Well, to those of you who don't know, Wiinstedt is an online platform for digital arts. We are an online platform to sell, exhibit, and collect digital art, and we have developed a comprehensive infrastructure for it. What I said in the pitch is, as you might guess, one thing that unites all of us at Wiinstedt is that we want to share digital art with as many people as possible. Many don't know what digital art is and what it's all about, but it has a very rich history, and we are very proud to share it with as many as possible. You might have heard that recently over the headlines that digital art has expanded as a market, and it includes mediums from artificial intelligence to virtual reality. So a lot of the topics about immersive experiences that have been raised throughout this conference actually resonate a lot with us. And so what we do in this novel market for digital assets is that we provide a comprehensive infrastructure to solve such issues as intellectual property violations and lack of ways to exhibit the art internationally. We try to make it accessible by circumventing the steep learning curve that is associated with newcomers in the space. So specifically, what we do is that we provide a marketplace and virtual exhibitions, as well as community networking tools, all on one platform for digital art. And so I encourage everybody here who is interested in the arts to access our website and access some of the amazing experiences that we have been able to create with our artists. And one mission that we have is to reconcile the cultural and commercial value. So we think that art is not meant to be and to sit on Amazon-like bare shelves. We think that it's meant to be experienced. And so we really encourage everybody to go ahead and interact with our content. And of course, we're very grateful for the opportunity provided to us at the Creative Business Cup to have been able to share our project with as many as possible.
Why don't you share just the last part of your slide or the first slide of your presentation, just so we can see just your website address and everything, so people know.
Of course.
Since this has just happened, we haven't been able to do any graphics on it. You are Greg Ivazov, right?
Exactly, yes.
Good, and there we go. So this is VR Digitization Made Easy from Ukraine, the winner of Creative Business Investor Pitch. Congratulations again.
Thanks very much.
And now we are moving on to the third place. And I have to make sure, let me just give you some quotes from the jury. So difficult to make choices among the finalists. They are so strong this year. Another jury member agrees. I could choose more winners. A few could benefit from some advice too, with a smiley. And if any of you in the jury would like to offer some mentorship or advisory to the startups participating, you're very welcome to do so. And you can connect with all of them on the platform or through us. Just get hold of us. So let's start it out. I have to find the right message here, so I'm not saying something that's wrong. There we go. So for now we're doing the third prize for 2020 and 2021. And I can tell you, it was a really close call for all of these. They were all really very close, all these grades that you guys gave. So truly strong field. The winner from 2020, third prize, is Safari Seat from Sweden and Scent Camera from Latvia. So we have third prize winners, 2020 Safari Seat Sweden and Scent Camera from Latvia. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now we should be taking pictures, celebrating and all that. Can someone take a screenshot and send to me? Maybe you want to say, we have Sweden there already. Maybe you want to say just a few words. Not of gratitude, but where you want to go and what we can help you with. What we can help you with.
Very interesting. And yeah, I didn't speak about us looking for money right now, but of course, I heard that impact investors are there. So maybe if you can connect with me and discuss further, we would be really pleased.
Excellent, thank you. From Latvia, Scent Camera.
Hi.
What can we do for you next?
Yes, if you can connect me with potential investors. Yes, if somebody wants to be like our mentor, particularly in the field of, let's say, if in consumer electronics and hardware, who has knowledge, it would be more than helpful.
We will find some people for you in that area, for sure. So congratulations to both of you again. We're moving on to the second prize for 2020 and 2021. And for 2020, it's the Lightning Arts from Nigeria and Song Park from Norway. Let me just see, do we still have, is Nigeria in? Francis, yes, you're there. Congratulations. What can we do for you next? You need to unmute.
Thank you so much. This is a lot for me. It means so much to the brand. It means so much to the people around us. It means so much to the rural slum of this country. Thank you so much. I want to appreciate the Creative Business Corp Global Finals and the Creative Business Corp Nigeria. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything. I'm more than excited right now. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Excellent. You just let us know how we can help you to grow, expand, and do good. So make sure that you keep connected with us and also with the jury members. Then Song Park, Norway.
Hi, Denmark, and thank you very much for this great arrangement. Thank you to the jury for giving us such a great position. I'm looking forward to connect with many of you. So find me on the portal.
You just need more musicians using your your hardware and connecting with your software, right?
Yes, that's right. So from early 2022, we're into the shelves with our product. So stay tuned.
And now congratulations to both of you. Now we're reaching the winners here. And there are certain words I should avoid, certain I should say. Let me just make sure that I get it all right. And just a little bit of suspense as well. Well, someone is going to owe me some wild orchids. The 2020 winner and the 2021 winners of Creative Business Cup. It's Raiku from Estonia and Fotio from Chile. Thank you. So we can do it. We can get there. Yes, please. 2022, please go for it. We actually have arranged here to have confetti flowing, so let's get it up off the ground. Can we get some confetti? Yes, please. There we go. Some. We have 2 more of those, and we'll send them to Estonia and to Estonia and to Chile. But before you turn off the music too high, I would just like to hear from Raiku first, just briefly. Not about the wild orchids in Estonia. I have been trying to put the ambassador of Estonia under pressure for several years to send me some, but he didn't want to do it. But where do we have Raiku? We have you down there.
Yeah, I'm all over here, and I will definitely find some wild orchids for you. So no worries for that.
Great, thanks. I know it's very illegal to take them away, but hey, you'll do it for me. That's great. But what can we do for you? What can the network do for you?
Oh man, I think that was really awesome, Chris, to be here, and this win means actually a lot because it opens. I believe it opens already quite a few doors, and especially to the new markets as well. I have a special contact with Denmark as well, as I've been living there previously. So I really hope to bring those products and
excellent.
These markets as well.
We can hear that Francis is happy. That sounds good.
Yeah.
That's good, Francis.
I'm also cheering for it. So in essence, you've already, like the previous ones that said as well, you've done a lot with this announcement, and hope to expand soon there. So that will be it. Yeah.
Excellent. Congratulations again. Now to Chile, Fotio, and this just shows, Carlos, that you can actually join the CBC network, organize a competition, get startups in, get some jury members, find a winner, ship them digitally off to Copenhagen, and have them win the global finals in all less than 3 months. Impressive. So, Fotio, can we hear from you? What can we do for you?
Yeah, I'm really happy. Thank you so much for everything. It was an incredible experience. I'm so happy. We need some support with investors, probably with marketing, but just with this prize is a lot for us. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Excellent. So, congratulations. So, we have monetary prizes for you too. We have several thousands of euros to you. We would rather, or we will contact you, and we will of course transfer those amounts, but we are much more interested in helping you out by connecting with you the right people that can make you grow and make you successful, not just because we want you to be driving big cars, but because we want you to come up, your solution should live. We really need packaging that is sustainable, that's not made of plastic, and we also really need some paint that can actually be sustainable, that has photosynthesis built in. This is really amazing stuff that you guys have come up with, and we want to see you succeed because that's good for the world, that's good for all of us, so congratulations. And now, we here in Copenhagen are gonna party, and I hope you will as well out there. So thank you everyone for participating in Creative Business Cup and in Bright. Hope to see you soon, next week, whenever, but no later than 26th to 28th of June in 2022. Thank you.
Thanks. I will go straight to party as well.